we do have a court that's declaring the president's a king. At the same court, by the way, that says that President Biden doesn't have the authority to forgive student loan debt. Doesn't, that federal agencies are, that are trying to protect people are out of control in their power that's run by the president, then we're going to then we're going to sort of say that in some gaslighting way, but then at the same time impose a new structure really
Yeah.
on the way we look at presidential power in this country that I think, I have to say, I think our founders would have a real
Yeah.
issue with.
Yeah. Well, you said no one in the United States is above the law. The court's majority has once again delayed justice, signaled to the public and to our allies abroad that our nation's democracy is under attack from within. We urge the district court to act swiftly as directed by the court and allow for a fair criminal trial that the vast majority of the American people think we are entitled to. That we are entitled to verdicts before the election.
Look, the vast majority of people in this country, they believe in democracy. They want to move forward, not backward. They may not agree on everything, but they agree on those things. And we're seeing just, our institutions are not doing the work that they're supposed to do. Our courts are not doing the work that they're supposed to do in a democracy. And so I agree with whoever you were quoting from Twitter. It is we the people.
Yeah.
That are going to have to continue and not give up this fight in this really extreme time.
This, boy, talk about trying to, work around the edges. The Biden administration told emergency room doctors they must perform emergency abortions when necessary to save a pregnant woman's health, following last week's Supreme Court ruling that failed to settle a legal dispute over whether state abortion bans override a federal law requiring hospitals to provide stabilizing treatment. The fact that I just had to say that entire
Yeah.
paragraph is horrifying.
Yeah.
It's horrifying. And, and the court really had an opportunity to do what it should have done, which is to say, as we've known for 40 years in this country, I mean, this was the Emergency Medical Labor and Treatment Act was signed by a Republican president. This was not a controversial proposition, except for now in this extreme time. But they should have said that Idaho's abortion ban that has been depriving women of this care conflicts with that federal law, and they didn't. And so as a result, while they lifted a stay, they're trying to, I think, tampen down a little bit of the attention in this momentous year, so some women in Idaho can get care. But across the country, we continue to have states like Texas and Florida where women are being deprived of this care, and it is an absolute violation of federal law and of our Constitution. And so it's another way that the court really let us down. And then, of course, that these extremist organizations are just, Dobbs was not enough for them. It was not enough to undermine, eradicate a constitutional right, put, millions of women's lives in the balance. Now we're attacking even emergency care and a variety of other things. So it's just it's a pretty bleak time.
Skye, I'm a silver lining girl.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And I have to say, that is my sense that on top of Roe rage that we already have from the overturning of Roe, this Supreme Court ruling this week, I think is going to mobilize and energize and anger our base more than a lot of people yesterday that I talked to said, I think the Supreme Court just handed Joe Biden the election. And I do not have time or energy to spread fear and, negativity about Biden if it is his choice to step down. And so I don't care. We have to be 11% in for vote blue, no matter who. Our country, the country we love, is at stake, period. Where are you on the political effect of everything?
I leave the political effect to you guys, but what I can tell you is someone that
That's a
works
bad
on behalf
choice.
of democracy and freedom and the law. But I'll tell you, we have to stay focused about the threats this country is experiencing right now, and it is going to take everyone using their tools. And I agree with you that the cynicism is not going to help us get through really what is a generational backslide in our democracy. It's not just the Supreme Court that has done this. You know this, I've said it, I think, here before, but in 2021, the United States was added to the list of global backsliding democracies, and it has been there ever since. And it's really up to we the people. And so I think that we are here, we are seeing loud and clear Our institutions are not going to be the ones that are going to come to the rescue. We have to come to the rescue in all the ways that people and communities are mobilizing throughout the country.
Yeah, and Skye, I have to say, I don't care right now what so and so opinion columnist, pundit, this person, that person thinks. There are lots of real women that are experiencing real tragedies because of real policies because of this Supreme Court. This is let me play one Biden ad for you.
I was right around 11 weeks when I had a miscarriage. The pain that I was feeling was excruciating. I was turned away from 2 emergency rooms. That was a direct result of Donald Trump overturning Roe v. Wade. He's now a convicted felon. Trump thinks he should not be held accountable for his own criminal actions, but he will let women and doctors be punished. We want to support someone that does have our best interests at heart, and that's why I'm so adamant about supporting President Biden.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
He's a rapist, Donald Trump, who has taken bodily autonomy away from millions of women. You just cannot tell me that Rovember is not coming because I believe it is. What do you think?
Well, look again. You know me. We are technically we don't do any kind of partisan work. But
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You can say whatever you want to say. But this is the good thing, and this is the thing that we're energized by. We work in communities across the country. We see everyone from parents to teachers to voters, workers, everyone doing what they can in this time. We have to make sure, they're not reading Twitter, they're not reading or X or whatever we're calling it now. They're not reading the columnists. They are actually doing the work of our democracy. We represented the nation's medical community, all of the doctors in the country, the College of Emergency Physicians, ACOG, the American Medical Association, in these cases about the extreme harm that is being done around the country that you hear people's accounts on that ad. And so, we're going to keep doing our work. We know people in communities will do theirs. And I do believe I'm a silver lining person too. And I do believe in the promise and potential of democracy. It's just that we all have to keep it because these institutions aren't going to do it for us. And certainly these pundits aren't going to do it for us.
And I think it's important that so many women are speaking, not, regular women like we just heard, but also if you saw Chrissy Teigen, I think people with huge platforms, and also, thank God that Taylor Swift and, who was it? Beyonce. I mean, I think whoever has a platform has to speak now.
Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah. But Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen.
I found myself pregnant naturally for the first time. I didn't think it could happen for me, so we were very excited. We learned that we were having a baby boy, and about, I started having complications pretty early on, but thought that maybe I could get stronger, my placenta could grow stronger. I ended up having a placental abruption and was bleeding out essentially, but felt no pain. It was an odd, unique experience because I always imagined if you were losing a baby, you would feel some sort of cramping or pain. And I just remember going to the hospital and really feeling like things were going to be okay.
Well, she wasn't in labor,
the fact,
so that's why.
We're just rolling the dice on whether women are bleeding out enough yet.
Right.
This is America, and the Supreme Court had an opportunity to do something, and it won't. The Project 2025 plan that's out there that you've talked about that are looking at it, guess what? There's nothing in that plan that's going to make this better, only worse. They want to continue to make it difficult for people to obtain emergency care, and far-right actors at the state level are literally depriving women, threatening to prosecute their physicians and their hospitals for providing them care, criminally prosecute. That is what America looks like in 2024. And we do have the power to change it.